This is Steve Pistillo from P2 Automation. Here's the third and final customer service module that we're going to show you under our new series called Not Your Grandfather's CRM. We developed this system for another manufacturing client, and this one manufactures products for the biotech and pharmaceutical industry. And because they're in this space, they actually need to be compliant with ISO 13485, which is an international standard for quality management systems. Every customer issue or complaint is entered into the system, and the information that is gathered all fits on this first tab, where they can identify the issue. The system will create an internal number, which includes the year and a sequential number for the number of issues, the date it was entered, and then 4 pairs of dates that happen throughout the system, the first of which is the target date to quality. This client has a goal of notifying the quality assurance department within 1 business day of every issue that requires their involvement. So this issue was entered on March 28th, and the system figured that it needed to be sent to quality on the 31st. Well, that's 3 days, but the 28th was a Friday, and the 31st is a Monday, so it's actually 1 business day. The system is smart enough to know weekends and also company holidays. There's information for the customer, of course, and the main contact, as well as their phone number. And then we put notifications in the system on certain areas where we thought it was important. For example, an email gets sent to this customer automatically as soon as the email address and PO number is entered. And people might forget that that happens or not even realize that it happens. That's why we put the note here in red. We have several issue types to choose from, and these are all controlled by the client. So whenever they need to enter anything in here, they don't call us, they just go into the back end and do it themselves. Well, sometimes when they select an issue type, the system will require more information. For example, on this case, one of the glass products they manufacture was damaged, so we need to enter more information. And on this case, we sent the incorrect items, so we need further information still. That's all controlled here under the QA admin section. Here's all the customer issue types. And then if we go into an issue type, they can put their questions here, and they can have up to 15. The system allows the user to upload images for the QA team or basic attachments, and also enter specific information about the part number that's been impacted. When the case is thrown over the wall to the QA team, they gather even more information. And just like on the first screen, we have red text boxes that show up on any areas where we need to draw the user's attention. For example, here, once you say that you acknowledge the problem, an email will get sent to the customer saying it's in the QA department and we're handling it. The system also tracks some of those actual dates. So when this was sent over the wall to QA, this date was recorded. We require a 1-day business turnaround for the QA department to do their piece before they acknowledge the problem with the client. So the goal was the next day, again, it's a Monday. And as soon as this checkbox was checked and the email was sent, this acknowledgement date was filled in automatically. How are we going to resolve this case? There's several different ways. We can issue a credit, we can send a replacement, we can reship it. Maybe we sent them too much product and they just wanted to let us know, but there's no action needed. The QA person will enter a description of the resolution, and as soon as that's entered, the date is automatically recorded, as well as the person that entered it. So in this case, we're in pretty good shape. We had a 7 business day turnaround, and they got it done very early. If a return merchandise authorization is required, that information gets entered here. And then the final closure date, goal, and actual is set. Now the goal is not automated. There's a 30-day loose goal, but we don't always have control of that. For example, if we have to get a part from one of our suppliers and we know the lead time is 60 days, we can't possibly get this done in 30. So we can select the date, and if it's longer than 30, we have to give a reason for why we did it. And then we have additional screens for tracking all the authorizations, which are automated via email, the final cost to the company, and any replacement products that we used to resolve this issue. We gave them a nice dashboard for keeping track of their complaints at the top, as well as any RMA requests down here at the bottom. They're treated differently, so they needed to be separate. And then any case that has a situation where the target date isn't met, the record will appear in red. So it really stands out to the QA person. You might want to jump on this one first. If you have a customer service need that can't be met by your CRM and you need our help, reach out to us today at www.p2automation.com. And stay tuned for more videos on Not Your Grandfather's CRM.